What's going on? Legionuta here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind episode 55. And we're going to be working on rune crafting in this episode, so we want to make sure we're going to pop our rune crafting potion. And we really haven't done anything behind the scenes since our last episode. If you guys liked our last episode, that's great. We obviously hope you're enjoying our content. And that's pretty much everything on that matter. But let's go ahead and jump into what we're doing right now. We're trying to work on rune crafting as it's something that obviously takes quite a bit of time. And the reason we always pull out our bow is it just seems to be the fastest way to knock these down. You could obviously go the magic route, but I don't think that's really going to be time efficient. I feel like using your magic staff and spells to do that just takes a lot more time. Um, Still really quite excited for range to come to the game because it's going to make it so much easier when I'm sort of running around doing different things. I can sort of just shoot down any rune essence that I happen to see, and then once I decide I want to come back to all the different lodestones, then I can just sort of start gathering all that rune essence that's on the ground. But it's kind of crazy, um, just how much different things I've acquired in the game, and so much time, but at the same time, I feel like as time has went on, I've progressed in different areas and just sort of like you could see around me, there's like little, you could see huge chunks of trees that used to be here that are no longer here because we've been wiping out the forest to change the landscape of the game, sort of creating our own game entirely, basically. And I think it's been quite fun just to see what that looks like. And then I'm pretty sure it's been actually reducing the time it takes to potentially load in on different lodestones if there's too much other stuff built in the same area. So I think overall it's been a really fun transition. You can see that there's a little bit of trees up this way. I haven't really spent, I don't know why actually there are so many trees over here. I feel like that's a little bit weird because I've spent so much time cutting the trees down around here, but I guess I completely missed this area. It's a little bit weird, but it is sort of at the very, very beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure that's why that's like that. Because if they're all just starting to grow back, I'd be quite irritated because I've put quite a amount of time into trying to eliminate them. But I think that's all it is, that I really haven't just come this way yet and started eliminating them. Because as you're going to see, as we start to teleport to all the different lodestones, you're going to see massive amounts of trees just completely wiped out in the game. And it's just quite crazy. With the XP changes and woodcutting, how much more time it actually takes to level up the skill. Which, hey, you know what? That's fine. It doesn't really matter because ultimately we have a goal and we're going to reach it regardless. So whether that takes more time or not, it doesn't really matter because that's our goal. So it's going to happen. But just want more content, just like I'm sure many of you do. So we're really excited about new content coming into the game, and hopefully it hurries up because we are just basically dying for more content. Just so that way we have different things to do and different things to work on in the game. But let's go ahead here. So it's a little bit weird to me. That tree shouldn't be there probably. I don't know why I would have left it. And then over that way, I've already eliminated all those trees. So now I'm starting to wonder. I am definitely starting to wonder if the trees are growing back, which I didn't think was possible. But to sort of see all these different things starting to grow back, and that's actually, it could be a glitch in the graphics. That actually makes more sense because I really don't think I would have left all those trees because you see all, I mean, I've sort of got a way that I like to do it. And the way that I like to do it is I'll go to an area and cut down trees and eliminate all of them. So I don't have to go back to that area and I know that it's sort of cleansed of the trees. So you can see the hill up there, there's spots, but you can see I'm very, was it diligent with the way that I, well, meticulous with the way that I cut down the trees. And I don't really want it to be where I have to go back to that area to grab a tree that I just didn't grab, and it's just that one. What I've also kind of noticed that was kind of weird is some of the trees actually in the game, they grow into the mountainsides, and you can't actually access the root to cut the root down, which is quite frustrating because there's certain areas actually where the ground's unlevel and the tree will grow in, and you actually can't reach it. So I've got to sit there and look at these trees now that I can't access the roots, and it's kind of frustrating, really, because I'm trying to be meticulous and make sure we get every little bit, but I can't do that if I can't reach the root because it's below the actual level of the what I see. I don't know. It's really weird to me how I can see the tree, but when I cut it, I can't see the root because it's like underground. So it's really weird. But overall, that's pretty much it. I mean, we're just going to keep on going here and keep on grinding rune crafting. And our potion ran out. Who knows how long ago that happened. And then we're going to knock this one down. And unfortunately, it's going to fall off the cliff. Oh, we got lucky. No, we did not. There it goes, right off the cliff. So, I don't know. I really do prefer the method where I sort of knock all these down and then come back when there's like 20 on the ground. I feel like it's a lot faster XP. But now that there's a lot less for us to do in the game because we've already reached a lot of our goals in a game, I feel like it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, it does matter, but at the same time, my behind the scenes is usually spent doing something like wood cutting, things like that. It's not really spent running around shooting down rune essence. So I've just sort of, this is how I do it, and this is the way that I go about it. I don't know why there's so many trees around me right now. This must be another area that I haven't really touched yet, but you can see that I definitely have been working in the distance. You see there's like no trees out there. So we've been definitely putting in a lot of time, but it's still quite frustrating to see how many trees there still are, even though I've cut down so many. And then you've got to imagine I've built so many different things in a game, but I never really used to cut the roots down. And that wasn't because I didn't think they were going to grow back. I guess you just don't really get much. What do you get? I think it's like 5 XP when you cut a root. So it was like, I'm just going to go cut a new tree. Because I think once you cut the root too, you only get 1 log. So that really didn't make sense when I needed about 1,500 logs to make a project. So it wasn't something I was very into anyway. So, but if I had been cutting down trees since the beginning and then cutting down the roots as well, I think there would be quite a bit less trees in a game. So I guess I'm going to have to start using my lodestones more from the beginning areas of the game. I'm almost positive right now that trees have been respawning in. It's quite irritating. I'm just seeing some trees that I really shouldn't be seeing. And it's sort of almost like an OCD thing at this point, that the fact that I see them, but I know I've destroyed a lot of them. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I really hope that's not the case. You can see here, actually, you can see I've done quite a bit here. I completely wiped out the forest here. But there's obviously still more trees to cut, and then hopefully they don't keep spawning back, unless it's just an illusion, and I guess I thought I got certain areas and I didn't. But I've actually been working on the fractured plains a lot too as well, and cutting a lot of the rune essence. Sorry, cutting a lot of the trees down in that area as well. But it's just going to take time. All of it's going to take time, but we're going to get there. The road to max, the unknown road, because we have no idea what level 99 is going to look like. But you can actually see here, we've completely annihilated the forest out here. Except there's some trees on the other side of here, which, yes, to be fair, I said all the trees, but there's more. But some of these trees you're seeing actually are probably the ones that have the route that I can't access. I'm not entirely sure. But you can see over just looking out these meadows, I mean, we've been working incredibly hard behind the scenes. There's just like so many trees gone that used to be here. So we got a little bit more runescence that we can... Is it up here? Is that where that one was? It's kind of hard to tell. But you can see there, completely wiped out the forest. So I think this is the right direction. Down there by that, was it like that broken castle or whatever? All these trees are gone. So we have been putting in a lot of work, and we spend lots of time behind the scenes actually eliminating trees. I love it. It's sort of cool that way you can see that you've changed the landscape of the game. But it's just going to take more time, obviously, behind the scenes doing that. And then we also want to go back eventually. And what is this? It's a potato. We want to go back eventually and get rid of all the trees that are sort of laying down on the ground that we left. Because it just takes such a tremendous amount of time to do everything. So obviously we didn't get them quite initially. But we will. We will be going back. And then there will be nothing on the ground, which is really what we want to see. So... it's quite crazy. Collecting food has been interesting as well, because I found a book recently, which I thought I got all those, but then obviously after traveling across the game, gathering every single berry that you possibly can, you're going to find a lot of things that you probably missed other times. So I'm really exploring the game in a completely different way that I never really have before. But as you can see here, we've eliminated a lot of the forest as well. So, but I'm not sure if those are gone too, or that's just the loading. It looks like they're still there, but we've been working incredibly hard on that. I keep talking about it, but that's just because every time I go somewhere new, I'm quite interested to see if that's an area that we in fact already took care of or not. But we're too far away. I don't want to waste all that time to run over there and potentially just to see if those trees are gone. But let's go ahead and go here. But just here, it's a complete annihilation, and you can see all the trees are gone. So we definitely made sure that in this area that there wouldn't, except these two. This is a great example, actually. I don't really want to take the time to run over there, but those two trees really weirdly grow a certain way, and we cannot get them. So basically, you can chop the tree, but you cannot access the root. So I don't know why they decided to do that. It's a little bit weird to me. But I mean, there's not much I can do about it. They're sort of just going to have to stay there, which irritates me beyond just reason. But there's not much I can really do about that. So we're just going to have to live with it, even though I don't want to. I wish there was another way. But unfortunately, that's where we're at with it. But you can actually see this is a great indicator of some of the trees you actually see out here are part of the load system in the game. They're probably not actually there. But as we progress further, we're going to be completely annihilating all these trees. So that's a good way. You could totally see the progression. So I think we pretty much got all the essence we could get from there. I don't want to get too crazy with this. Obviously, I want to keep it in a reasonable amount of time with how long we're going to spend on this right now. But we are going to try to get a little bit more, and then we're going to make these into runes. We're going to pop another rune crafting potion if we have to, and then pretty much from there, I think we did quite a bit already. I mean, not really, right, in the sense of it, but all these different things take time, and we've been doing a lot more behind the scenes because we're really trying to catch up and stay focused and lock in. Like I said, I haven't been feeling very well. I've been mentioning that in the last couple of my videos, I think, but I'm not sure what's going on. But it's been a little bit ridiculous how poorly I've been feeling lately. But I'm still trying to maintain that, energy and just trying to make sure I keep doing what I need to be doing. So we're keeping focused on our goal. But now we're out of water, apparently. We're going to have to get some more. I don't think I'm going to grab the last set of rune essence over there. I don't think we need to. I think we're actually going to go back to our base. Potentially grab a little bit of water, take a water in real life, and then probably make a bunch of runes really quick. You know what I'm feeling like right now? And how would I know this, right? There's no way to know. But I'm feeling like our base is going to get raided by a warband. I only feel like this because I feel like it hasn't happened in a while. So let's do this. I think that should work. We've actually got so much rune essence just lying around in here from other things we've been doing in the game. So I guess we could grab all that out as well and then just sort of make some runes and then get a little bit of XP. A warband is here. It's so interesting to me. It's almost like predictable. You get like a feeling. You just like, it's going to happen. And then you just feel like they're coming for you. Look at all of them. They just want me dead. It's ridiculous. What I do ever do to them except come into their land basically and just destroy everything and destroy all the trees and creatures. But have no worry. We took care of them. But no, ultimately I'm going to have to basically going to have to put a lot of my runes that I've currently got, and I'm going to have to put those in a chest because there's no way I'm going to be hold all of them. I hope I'm not too close to those chests. I'd hate for them to destroy one and have to pick all that stuff up. It would easily get hidden behind things, and then I'd have just all my belongings everywhere. That was actually crazy. It happened to me so many times when my bases used to be in a fractured plains. You're just playing a game, and your base is being attacked, and you're like, okay, I can handle that, right? Which, that was even hard enough. And then all of a sudden, they sort of attack one of your chests, and all your stuff just sort of goes flying everywhere. It was very irritating to have to pick all that stuff up. especially when you had a lot of stuff, and that was back when you could only hold so much, so it was actually a lot worse. So anyway, let's get into making these. But before we do that, I guess now that I see it, we got 300 XP in Artisan, so we're really apparently doing good in that. So what's this? I don't even know how I got that in my inventory, another one of our scrolls. So let's go ahead and start getting XP. And it looks like we can use some more earth runes, and our rune crafting potion's still active, so we can go ahead and do this. It's crazy. Look at that. We made one law rune. Well, it was actually worth 10, but I don't know. I feel like really excited for new content to come to the game. I talk about it a lot, but at the same time, I know we're all at that place. We're all really excited for new content, and it's quite frustrating, really. Um, we're like a month. How far away are we? We're quite a ways away. We're like, what, a month and 6 days away or something like that from range. So, still quite a ways away. And we are really blowing it right now. We need to get our rune crafting potion activated again. Even though it's only like an extra 50 XP, I think, in rune crafting, it all builds up. It's all really important. So it's important to get every little bit of XP you can. Otherwise, you're sort of like torturing yourself. But I think we're going to have to put some runes away. Let's see. I don't even think I put any in there. We got all this full. So let's go ahead and see. It looks like we lost a little bit of each. It just sort of took from everything. That was kind of wild. I don't know why it did that. But I think we got enough essence so we can actually replace most of it, hopefully. Let's see. Let's see. Fire. Looks like we need a little bit more fire. Gonna take another sip of water here, but we got lots of runes to make. That's for sure. I think we're good on the fire. We're going to need a little bit more earth. I don't think we really have any, actually. Kind of short on nature as well, which is going to be really important that we have those for when we're working on wood cutting. I think we're probably just going to make what we can make and then go back to that chest and actually pull a little bit out. So that way we have what we need while we're playing a game. So I'm going to restore these to my backpack really quick here, because obviously I don't like to go places and then not have what I need. It irritates me actually quite a bit. So we got law, we got the fire, we got earth, and we got astral, and we got nature. So I think we're okay. So let's see what we got in our inventory. Not much, right? We just got a bunch more of this junk. So let's go ahead and put these potions in here. I guess we could take a little bit of time. I mean, this will take a lot of time, and it's not really near dark, so we're not going to do any cooking. I think ultimately what we can do, though, is potentially build some more mannequins. Let's see. Where's our coarse thread? I know we had quite a bit in here somewhere. We can do that really quick. It won't take that long. We're just going to need a little bit of ash logs, which we've got no shortage of those because we're constantly cutting down trees. We actually grabbed too many. We didn't really need all these. I don't want to have to walk slowly when I could just put them back. I really don't know if I'm going to do the archer or more bronze. I haven't really quite made up my mind on that right now, but at the same time, we can at least get the get it ready for it. Does that look right? That's about right. It's a little bit too far forward, actually. Oh my gosh. I hate it when I do that. It's terrible. But oh well, we fixed it already, so. It's always hard sort of lining up the legs. I think that's quite right. There we go. And then the way I do this, so that way I can get to look like this, as I try to line up the feet, even though it can be a little bit tricky, is pretty much go like that. I think it's quite right. And then they all should just line up together. And you just want to try to look at the shoulder length. And then you're going to drop more in. And one more. And then we're just going to take a look and see how good it looks. So it sort of sways a little bit. But once they're all sort of in there and they have all their armor on, it's not really something that you fixate on. But I guess you could see the gap slowly start to close. It's actually horrible. I don't understand how that happened. I think it's the way my character was positioned when I was actually lined up. So we got to fix it. It's going to drive me absolutely crazy. So let's just do this. I don't think it's a horrible problem. I think we can fix it quite easily. So weird. So basically you want to get your character sort of straight with it, and then there we go. So we're basically okay now. But I can't leave things like that. It would drive me crazy. I mean, as much fun as I'm having in the game, I feel like it's messed up a little bit back there. It went too far. I don't know why it's doing that. I never had that problem before. But I've also noticed while playing this game, I've sort of developed weird little OCD things. Like, so it's been interesting. But I guess that makes sense because when you spend a lot of time doing one particular thing, and then you sort of develop all these different habits that you want to sort of do, you definitely start to form different things, right? Because you have an expectation of the way you want something to look, and it's horrible. I don't understand why it looks so bad. It's actually not too bad until it gets back here, which is actually, I think, the ones I just put. So I think that's quite interesting, actually, because those should actually be the best, because I had it on a complete alignment how it should look. So I think we're actually decent now. So that's not too bad. It's a little bit off, but it's not really the end of the world. It should leave enough room to put a little bit of a wall in here. I don't necessarily know I'll be able to get it in there because I have them so close. But these guys are pretty close, so we'll see what happens. I'm about to check it right now, actually, before I lose my mind. But I guess it's definitely worth saying that I have built a little bit of OCD playing the game, and it looks like that's going to work out okay. What we can do is really actually just look at this really quick and see. I'm not going to really put all those back out, so maybe we'll just go with more bronze. Not entirely sure yet, but this is probably the best way to do this. Except now it won't actually let me. So the way we might have to do this is like this. If it will let me, and that's not right. The whole thing's falling apart. It's also really hot in this room right now. And the computer's really hot, and it's killing me right now really bad. So I don't think we can get the wall in there. We should have done it first. It's not really a big deal. We'll just do another bronze wave, and then maybe we'll switch it up. I'm not entirely sure. But obviously, this is crazy right here. Our Imperial army of just all these super cool outfits. And once more armor comes to the game, we'll see how many resources we can get that we can add to sort of create different armor regiments, and just keep expanding and building on this. But let's go over an XP update really quick. We didn't really do anything in attack, I don't think. 283,000 XP. Woodcutting, 961,000 XP. Construction, 2,007,000. So I think we got a little bit of XP in construction. Rune crafting, 519,752. It doesn't even seem like we got a lot in that, but we kind of did actually. Slow progression, it's fine. I'm super happy with my rune crafting XP. Magic, 80,000. So that's definitely an upgrade of a little bit. Mining, 4,061,000. Artisan, 4,076,000. And cooking at 208,000. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoying our content, and we're obviously going to be putting in a lot more behind the scenes until the next episode. We are going to be putting in a lot of time for behind the scenes. I just said that twice, but I sort of felt like I said it weird the first time. But anyway, so we went over an XP update, and we're going to get back to it. So until next time, Legion Luta out.